Hello and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host on days that end in Y, Yemi the Ferret, aka Yemi. And with me today is a YouTube newsman and video maker who always dresses for success. His name is Crimson Studios. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, shucks, man. That is feeding my ego, sir. That made me feel very good. Very good.
All of his social medias will be down in the description, including YouTube and Twitter and all that fun stuff. Crimson, how are you today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Had a little debacle with the with an oil change today, but I think we're on a good track now. The rest of the day is panning out very nice.
We're on the up and up. Yes.
Yeah. So you live in Utah, correct?
So technically I live in North Hollywood, but I am in Utah currently now because I've been doing some film production stuff.
Yes, that was the first topic I wanted to go over. You're actually making a film then.
I am, yes. This is so this one's kind of interesting because I have a degree in I went into digital media, so all that fun behind the scenes stuff, the editing, stuff like that, producing shows, and I did some of that in college, and I got into acting, which is a whole nother rabbit hole of stories I could talk about. I could talk your ear off for days, my friend. But so right now what I've been working on is actually I co-produced and helped write a independent film with a filmmaker named Rob Diamond, if anyone wants to IMDb him. But we're basically done filming now a film. It's called Moose Town, which is the closest thing I can relate it to would be if you ever saw the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I can't even remember what it's called now. It's the one where they live in like a coal town and they're building rockets. Have you ever seen that one?
Oh,
Does that
yeah,
ring a
yeah.
bell?
Yeah, I saw that actually.
I always call it August something, and that's not what it is at all. That's not the name of it. But it's similar to that in that respect of growing up in a town where you feel like you don't necessarily belong. It's a small town, and maybe you get out with a scholarship of some sort or something along those lines. But it's about two kids with a dream and them following that dream, and you'll have to figure out the rest when it comes out next summer.
Awesome. That movie's October Sky, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
August,
of another movie.
October,
I was thinking of August Rush, which is a totally different type of movie. But, yeah.
So when did you say the film was coming out or available?
It'll be out next summer, I believe.
Oh, nice. Is it going to be like it's not going to be a theatrical release though, is it?
No, this is a nationwide theatrical release.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we got really lucky with some of our producers and distribution on this one, based off of some of the past films that Rob had done. He was able to make some connections and get this out, and I believe it'll be streaming Amazon Prime after release as well, sometime after. So that'll be cool.
That's awesome. So is this
as long as it turns out good? Because I haven't seen anything. We just got done with most of we have 1 week we shoot in LA in about in about 2 weeks. We shoot a week long there, and then I'm just praying that these shots turned out good. I've heard good things from our editor, but I don't believe till I see.
Right.
So we'll have to wait.
You're kind of like a actor in a Marvel movie. You never know what's going to be on the screen until they put it in with the freaking green screens.
Dude, I don't know who I have to suck up to get into the next Marvel movie, but I will do anything. What? So if you are a producer for that, I'm anything.
What character would you want to be if you were ever in a Marvel movie?
Well, I mean, I guess as an actor, if there's one thing I've learned from, I haven't been doing this very long, like two and a half years, and I've been very fortunate in making connections and things of that nature. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's about typecasting, which is very fun. I think you actors, if you notice, often will get pigeonholed, like Tom Cruise. In the Mission Impossible type movies, he's been pigeonholed there. I don't think he's complaining or anything.
No.
But if you look at me, if you see me on my channel or whatever, I'm not like the biggest, best looking dude. I got some misshapen parts, But
I think we all do.
But I think realistically, the only parts I could play in the Marvel universe, and I'm gonna go DC as well, just
Sure.
so I can broaden my range, would be like The Flash and/or Spider-Man. I really don't know how much farther I could go, unless they really got a really good celebrity trainer and thought it'd be worth the budget to spend on me and get me beefed up like Captain America or something.
Right.
Because it would take a lot of work for me to look a certain look for say like Thor or somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're very, very big and muscular.
But I wouldn't mind that. I actually, in my heart of hearts, if I could choose to be anybody when they do a reboot of a series,
Anyone you want.
it would be Deadpool.
Deadpool.
100%. I just saw the second film last night.
Oh, no spoilers. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Go see it. Go see it, my friend. You will enjoy yourself.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds does a really good job as Deadpool. He did the video game voice, and the movies have been. The last one was really good, so I'm really excited to see that.
He just I don't know, he just has that personality, and he brought it to the character really, really well. I cried last night.
Oh.
Tears of laughter.
Okay.
And tears of sadness. Both. 2 types of tears. So you're in for a ride.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be freaking sweet. So is this the first film you've worked on, or have you done other ones in the past?
So I've done many like short film type things that technically were like IMDb credit stuff that went to festivals.
Mm-hmm.
But I have done one other theatrical release indie film that came out when is it? It's only May, isn't it? Came out a month ago. That was called Trek, which was basically a religious film. Yeah, which I had a great experience on it. I'm not personally religious, so in some senses I was like out of the loop on a lot of the stuff.
All right.
But it's basically a Mormon film because I am in Utah. You know what I mean? That's where my family was from and
The
stuff.
home world of Mormons.
Yeah, I'm in the Holy Land, my friend. But that movie was about, they do this thing called Trek, which is where they reenact the pioneers trekking over the plains to get to Salt Lake City in the 1800s.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, so they basically, it was about, and they do that now. They do reenactments. The kids do it. So probably not out of their own will, but they do it. So it was basically a movie, in a sense, kind of poking fun at that. So that was kind of cool. So that's the only other film that I've done, and that was a pretty good experience. That was a short shoot. It was 14 days of intense labor and heat stroke.
Ooh.
Because we filmed in the summer in the desert for 16-hour days, 14 days straight, and we were pulling hand carts like the pioneers, and that was
Wow.
was an experience you don't need twice in life. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I
But it
hear
was
that.
fun, it was fun.
Yeah, when I was in marching band, which, this is going to sound like freaking, a Sunday afternoon, but, we had one day where we had to be there for, it was like I think it was a 12-hour day. We arrived really early in the morning, and we left pretty much at midnight. So I can see how that can take a toll on you, especially with everything that you were doing during filming too. It's got to be way more than just holding an instrument and going to a square. You know what I'm saying?
Filming is a really interesting experience because that was my first feature-length film. So before, our shoot days weren't necessarily as intense. They maybe were 8 hours, and they weren't just like this. 2 weeks was really fast. Like the film I'm doing now, we've been filming for a month or so, a little over a month, and then we still have like a week and a half left of just filming. But we did it in 2 weeks. Shot basically it's like an hour 45-minute movie. So it's like it's a pretty lengthy movie, and you would have to. I don't know, it's different. When you watch a movie now, the only thing I think of, especially when I went to watch Trek, I was thinking the whole time, I was like, this does not display the pain that we went through at all.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to watch the shots because you'll do one scene for about sometimes upwards of, we shot one scene of us just walking because they had to get several different shots for about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Dang.
Just to get one scene done. And it was a transition scene, which probably made 10 seconds in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting process. And watching other people act is interesting because it comes off much more realistic when you're watching it in post. And during it, when you're watching other actors act, if you can hear them, if you're close enough, it's very robotic in a sense. Like the way they say things sounds real, but the movements that they make are very, because you have marks and certain things that they tell you to stop at a certain point, or you have a mark on the ground that's like a piece of tape, and that's where you stand. So you'll walk into the scene, you'll see your piece of tape, and you'll basically memorize where you need to stand, where your head needs to be, stuff like that. So it makes it look good on camera. And especially when you do over the shoulder shots that are close up, so the camera's behind you over your shoulder on someone else getting their close up, you stand super still, because if you move, you get in the way of the camera, or you move too far away. So it's very controlled and stiff in a way. It's very funny to watch, actually. So it actually makes it even harder to be natural, because it's so the opposite of natural. And so I don't know how to, if they ever let me release, especially with this one, we did a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'll be releasing on my channel as we get closer, and I actually have permission to do that.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
You'll see some of the scenes that we shot. You won't be able to hear it because the dialogues, you'd have to be like up on it. But you'll see what I mean. It looks like we're walking in a line to get to our spot, and we stop very robotically. It's very interesting. But when you watch it in post, it doesn't look like that way at all. It's very strange. So
that's really interesting. That puts a new spin on things that I never really thought about with movies and that.
Yeah, because I never thought about it either. But now that's all I ever think about when I watch a scene, especially a scene where there's a lot of different things going on with like movements, or like someone's walking in a room and they do like a 180 around the room, and they get different angles on that person walking around the room with them picking up things in close-ups. That scene took 4 hours to shoot. And there may be 0 to like 2 lines of dialogue. It's insane. So when you have emotional scenes and you have to do like 10, 12 takes, and you have to bring that emotion every time, it's really difficult. And that's where true skill, I think, with acting comes forward.
Definitely.
I'm not. By the way, this is not me saying I'm an amazing actor, because
understandable.
I have the hardest time doing that, because I made early on mistakes, especially in this film, where I had to be emotional, and I brought 100% of my emotion to the first take. And then they're like, all right, we got to do a close-up and then a wide. And then I'm like, oh, shit. I don't know if I can do that again. Because when you cry yourself out.
Right.
And then you can't cry anymore. So that took several hours. That was not fun.
Well, speaking of films that you were in, let's talk about some of your earliest videos on your YouTube channel when you were a kid, because those have a lot of charm to them. I was watching through them a lot, and they actually kind of reminded me of myself, because I used to have a camera too when I was a kid, and I would go around and record videos with my friends. Looking back on those videos, like, do you have a lot of nostalgia for those times?
You know, actually, that's actually this is a really good topic. I think about those videos a lot, and I think in my life I've moved around a lot in growing up, so I never really had a base of friends and that thing. And that during that time I was living in the middle of Kansas, in a small town in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. So that was probably the closest group of friends I ever had living anywhere. And it was it was in 2008. So it was when YouTube was just a baby. And some would say the good old days. I had mixed feelings about that. I think, you know what I mean? But good days of cat videos and all that stuff.
True.
But but those were really, for me, those were truly the best times I've ever had making videos. Because it was just me and like 4 or 5 friends, just messing around, effing around with video, and I edited on my crappy Gateway Microsoft laptop with Microsoft Movie Maker or whatever it's called.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
And I just thought I was like the most badass editor ever, by the way, back then. And but I love watching. I went back and watched. So my very first video is me. It's a parody on James Bond called Brownie in Black, because my name is Ryan Brown. So all my friends called me Brownie, I guess. And I have no idea ever why. I just remember that was the thing. Maybe it's demeaning. I have no idea.
Who knows? Yeah.
But that was my character name, and it was a parody of James Bond, and we were just fucking around, and we made up the videos as we went. We had the base idea. We never scripted things really. We would script them in the moment, so it'd still be kind of improv. But that was really the best. I wish I could have that feeling of freedom when I make videos that I used to have, because I think even for you, I'm sure there's always like, when you're older, there's just a sense of pressure around everything. You know what I mean? We think about the results. Like now it's about how many views are we going to get? Man, what's the watch time going to be? What's the audience retention going to be? How many likes am I going to get? What about the comments? Are the comments positive? And at that time, I didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? We were just having fun making videos. Like I did a music video to the Queen song "You're My Best Friend," and that's probably my favorite video I ever made as a kid. And I look back, that was one of my last videos I did before I had to move. And looking back at that was like the best final video I could have made with all my friends. And it was, I don't know, there's a lot of nostalgia with that. It was just such a good time to be a kid. And I think that's what we displayed in the videos. That, and we had a lot of physical abuse. We hit each other a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We hit each other a lot. There's one kid, really good. I love that kid so much. His name's Jacob Hemingway. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
He's in college now, but he was like our punching bag friend. Like, I don't know if this is like a friend group thing, but there's always that one friend that you always beat up on either verbally or physically in the group.
I think so, yep.
And he always sticks around. Like, it's weird because it's like he's actually your friend, but like no matter how much you abuse him, he stays. And I always was confused by that. And we hit him a lot in these videos, so many times. And they were real hits. Like, we just smacked each other, like for real.
You didn't even know about the fake hitting, did you?
No, we didn't even think about it. We just like went up, smacked each other with lightsabers, like Nerf gun stuff. But yeah, that was obvious. Not obviously. That was seriously the best filming time I've ever had, and I loved going back and watching those so much. I mean, some of them are cringy as hell, but it like the good kind of cringe that makes you proud.
Right. Yeah. Kind of like the old band footage I have from my first band on YouTube. I look back and I go, yeah, that was a good time. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. I think everyone has, not everyone was making videos when they were like, oh, I'm sorry if you hear that dog over there. That's not bad.
Fine.
But I'm not sure. I mean, like, I don't know. When did you start? When was your first video? Was it in the recent months or years? Or
well, I never uploaded my original videos to YouTube, so I was making those back when I was in middle school, which is probably around like 2007 or so. But my first video on my first channel on YouTube was uploaded the summer of 2015, or I'm sorry, 2010. Jesus.
Right. Hey, that's still that. I mean, in YouTube years, that's still it sounds like yesterday to me, 2010, but it's 8 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think actually a lot of YouTubers can relate to that, because I think they've been making videos or been interested in doing so for such a long time, even before they would start uploading. Right. That there's just some like affinity you have for them that's different than the current content you make. Because I'm proud of the content I make now, especially when the videos have like a message that actually should mean something, or means something to me. But there's always I won't love them the same way I loved the old videos, because there was just a sense of selfless freedom and just having fun that doesn't exist with me today. There's too much meaning behind what I'm trying to do now.
I hear
for
that.
better or for worse.
Definitely.
But man, I'm gonna go binge watch all those now.
Hey, I did that a few like a month ago, so it was interesting. I liked seeing that kind of stuff. It just reminded me so much of what I did when I was a kid, and I didn't have the balls to put it online. I'd probably didn't even know what YouTube was back then, to be honest with you. But let's talk about something very, very unfortunate that happened to you, which was that your channel was terminated not too long ago. Can you tell us a little bit about the events leading up to it being terminated, and what your initial reaction was when you found out, oh shit, I've been terminated?
Yeah, so that's actually pretty interesting. Man, that was a weird day, man. It was exactly a week after my friend. I have a friend named Lore Reloaded. Mm-hmm. His real name is James, but he does like Star Trek lore stuff. I've known him for a long, long time, and his channel was wrongfully suspended exactly a week before mine was for live streaming white noise, which means he was streaming like unlisted and didn't have anything going on screen. It was just a black screen. And apparently that breaks some sort of rule of theirs, so they just straight up terminated him. And for me, I was actually in a stream of one of my friend's streams, and I just noticed 1 second I couldn't comment. It said I had signed out, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I went, signed in, and then basically took me to the screen. It was basically like, this channel doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? And got an email, basically said, and their rules are very interesting. I made a video after it that explaining terms of service and copyright rules to people, because I really just don't want people to just do something stupid like me and get terminated for really no reason.
Yeah, I'll definitely put that down in the description too, the link to that video, definitely. I'm not like trying to like plug it and be like, oh, give me views kind of thing. I think it's really important that people understand every rule, because they're very vague. So as much as you can read into it as much as you can, because basically I got terminated for technically it was spam. And a lot of people asked me afterwards, because basically I thought I was gone. I was like, oh man, what? And my first initial, I was sad for about 15 minutes, like really devastated and hurt and like in shock. Well, that's a lot of work to go down the drain, and especially those older videos like we were talking about.
I really felt most bad about losing those, because those were like memories of my friends and stuff, and I really didn't have a backup of those because I'd used such an old computer in 2000 whatever. I don't have that anymore. And like I have all my ones backed up now on hard drives and stuff. So immediately when I got it back, I was like, gotta download all these videos.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. But I was like in shock, and then I was confused because I didn't know what I did wrong. I had never received a warning. I'd never had a strike on anything ever. So I had no idea that even if I had done anything wrong, what I had done, because there was no warning of it. So I felt that was a little bit unfair. And I was terminated for the rule was comment spam. Oh, well, it actually didn't even say comment spam. It just said spam, deceptive practices, and stuff like that, which if you look in the TOS is like 7 different rules in one rule that can all lead to a straight termination with no strike or anything. And I never got a clear answer on what exactly I was doing. The only thing I could fathom was that it was taking the number of comments I would make over a stretch of time, and it like crossed a certain threshold, and based on that number they terminated my channel. And I do want to clarify, because I hate this when people bring this on me, is when I did come back, I made a video talking about it. I was still hurt, and I was still trying to figure stuff out, because technically I was in the wrong because I did do something, but I didn't do anything that technically broke TOS, because otherwise they would have never given it back, and I'm back in good standing, meaning I have no violations on my channel at all.
That's good.
So people were asking me like, oh, you must have been commenting like sub for sub or something, or subscribe to my channel. And I was like, well, no, because that breaks 2 rules technically. Sub for sub is a totally separate rule that is against TOS.
Yeah.
And comment spam would be associated with that. So basically what happened to me was a bot just latched onto my channel somehow, and I was taken down by a bot. So it wasn't even like a manual thing. What was going on is my comments, no matter what they were, no matter how long I watched a video at all, it would go straight to your comment or go to the spam folder, no matter what. So it didn't matter if I watched the whole video. I could have watched 20 minutes. It would still go to spam or whatever. And so the bot took me down, and then I appealed for a review because I felt like if I had done something wrong, they should have striked me as a warning, because I honestly didn't know what I was doing was wrong, because I wasn't asking for subs. I wasn't asking people to check out videos or anything like that. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. Which you can either take my word on that or not, I guess. But a bot manually reviewed it and denied it within like 20 minutes of me reviewing it or appealing for it. So that was kind of BS.
Yeah, that's awful, dude.
But I was amazed at the amount of support I had on Twitter and stuff, and I got in touch with some people through friends of mine at YouTube, and they looked at what I was commenting, and they decided it didn't break TOS, and they reinstated my channel basically.
Well, it's nice to have friends, huh? That's what
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I'm saying is, like, even if you guys are not, well, actually, I just want to say this because if this shouldn't happen to you if you're not doing anything wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you are one of those people, and I know that they're out there because I've talked to them in group chats after this happened, that do comment something along the lines of sub for sub, even if you don't sub for sub, but you say, let's be YouTube friends or support or all that BS shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're one of those people, I'm not hating on you, okay? I understand, okay? We all want to grow. It's not going to help you, let me tell you. But we all want to grow. We all want to see those numbers go up. But that's not the way to do it. And YouTube's going to crack down on you. They're going to crack down on you hard. They're not going to give you a warning, even though I think they should technically once.
Yeah, they really should.
Once. Which I hope they change that, and they do, because I understand, like, people make mistakes. So give them a strike, and then they'll know that for 3 months, and they won't do it again, hopefully. And if they do, take them out.
Right.
But you will not, 99% of the time, you will not have the luck that I had in getting your channel back. Because I had people message me after I had got my channel back, saying that they got terminated for the same thing, and I would ask them what they were doing, and they would tell me, and they were doing comment spam, and you're not coming back.
Yeah,
I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't help you if you actually broke the rule, because they can see your comments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll look at them, and that's why I got mine back, because they looked at what I was doing. You know what I mean? They physically. It's hard to get someone to look at it. So that's what I'm saying. You'll never get someone to look at it. You gotta know people, and you gotta be lucky. And yeah.
I remember the day that you were terminated. I actually had a comment from you, and it went into my spam folder. And I was like, oh, it's Crimson Studio. I'll approve it. And when I tried to approve it, it was like, it was like, comment was removed. And I was like, why would he remove his own comment? And then I found out, oh, he's been I went to your channel, and it's like, oh, he's gone. And I'm like, what? What the hell happened?
Yeah. So basically, any of my comments were going to spam. So now I just, like, unless I have something really substantive to say about something, I'm just not gonna comment, just for my own safety, because I have a feeling that they're watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I don't hate it, I guess, but like the comments they get, they're just like good video or whatever.
Generic.
Like that's chill, but it's like, my videos can't be great every freaking time, yo. Like, there's got to be something wrong here. So, like, if, like, for instance, if you see a comment from me, it'll be something substantive that I thought was really interesting about the cast, or something I feel like maybe you could do better. Because I'm really in this mode now after that happened to me. Mm-hmm. I really want to help other people not fall into the same thing, and or fix anything they're doing wrong now, or just help them improve what their content or something. Because I just don't want to see this happen. Because for some people, this is everything to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I just don't know. It changed my entire mindset about YouTube, I guess.
And that's understandable. I would hate to one day wake up and try and get into my YouTube account and it'd be gone. That would be the most heartbreaking thing I'd ever fucking see, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that you came out of it stronger than when you came in, and hopefully, I mean, I'm sure it won't happen again. But if it does happen again, that would be that'd probably be the nail in the coffin, don't you think?
I mean, it's dead. At that point, they're not giving it back twice. But if it happens again, I better be doing some real scummy shit or something.
Yeah.
Or like something really bad, because beforehand, like I literally, like, it was like almost nothing, other than the amount of comments, which it didn't even seem like it was in a day. It was like over a extended period of time, because I noticed people were telling me I should have just like got a queue in or something in my mind.
Right.
When they were telling me like it was going to spam. I was just like, that's freaking weird. I don't understand that. But anyway, so watch out there, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know, it's something you don't think about though. Like every time I comment, I'm trying to, I try to watch the whole video and I try to comment something, either productive or responsive, something. So I hopefully if that starts to happen to me, people would tell me. But I think in the Discord community I'm in, I think we've all kind of got each other's backs, and I think if we start getting spam comments, we definitely speak up now. You've definitely helped probably everyone in the Discord community that we're in, and anyone else that you talk to. I'm sure you've helped, and they made sure that they don't make the same mistake as you, or not even a mistake you made, but the type of thing that you were doing.
Well, it's just be I want to say be honest, but it's not like I was being dishonest.
Right.
It's just don't, like, if you really don't have anything to say about a video, don't say it.
Yeah.
Like I think people can respect. And another thing I do is I'm trying to, like, in DMs and stuff, I'll DM people about a video I watched of theirs, and I'll leave like if they want feedback, it'll usually be pretty long. I don't usually leave that in the comments because it'd be like a book. So I'll usually like DM people.
Yeah.
But I really do like our Discord community. I respect the hell out of the people in there. There's some really good people. And if they're watching this, I'm here to, if you have a question about anything YouTube related, really, I'll help you out or help you understand something.
That's awesome, man. Well, that is all the time we have today with Crimson Studios. I just want to thank him once more for coming on the podcast, talking about his troubles and his fun times as well. So I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, of course. So when his film comes out, make sure you check that out. Check out his channel. His links will be down below. And, of course, check out that video about the YouTube terms of use and policy and stuff like that, so that you don't fall into the same trap that he did. Crimson, is there anything else you want to say before we finish the show?
I just want to say, man, I appreciate you inviting me on. This was a friggin' blast. And you, sir, are a beautiful human being, and you deserve all the best. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to see where you go, too.
Well, you don't need to make me blush on my own show. All right, well, thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. I am your host, Yemi the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.